everybody, and welcome to another podcast edition of Conversations with Dams. And in case you're new here, well, my name is Dami. I'm a lifestyle content creator, I'm a faith based content creator, and I've been doing this since January 2024. But however, I decided to take this a step further by taking the courage to do a video podcast. So if you're new here, thank you for joining me. And in case you're an old one from Instagram or from my audio podcast, thank you also for clicking and for joining me on this ride. Now, this month of November, we're going to be doing a book review, actually two book reviews, and this one happens to be the first. So sometime in January of 2024, like most people, I sat down to write my goals, what I wanted to achieve in the year, and I remember penciling down, which was not the first time I've penciled this down, but I remember penciling down the fact that I wanted to just read more. And I found that so far this year I've been able to complete books, and not just because that will or drive was there, but because I decided not to do that just when I was about to go to bed. In previous years, I remember saying, oh, I'm going to read 10 books this year, I'm going to read excuse me, 5 books this year. And this year I didn't even put any number to it or nothing, but the only difference I noticed was that I decided to read books while I was awake. I mean, who reads books when they're about to go to bed? Just like literally lying down when I'm done for the day or I'm really tired. That was the difference for me that made me actually read books. So this book, or this month, as I said, we're going to be reviewing two books, and this month's book, or the first book I'm going to be reviewing, is a lovely book by Bronnie Ware, and this one is called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. I mean, I've never seen a book so written peacefully, or I could feel the emotions and everything that she was writing. So if you don't know who Bronnie Ware was, Bronnie Ware is rather, she's one of the best-selling authors, and this one is actually an international bestseller. Now, in this book, during a time in Australia and different parts of the world, she got into an unprecedented career, which is palliative care. And then palliative care, just to explain, is a kind of care that you give to people who already know that they're going to pass away at the end of the day. So it's just bringing some sort of care, dignity, less pain for them while they transit into glory. So that's what she was doing for a while, and it's in all her time there that she gathered these 5 things, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. She gathered 5 top regrets of the dying that she discovered so far, and I will just go right through it immediately. So the first regret is, I wish I had had the courage to live a true life to myself, not the life that others expected of me. And for me, I think I find this so true most times. If you grew up in an African setting, most times you always hear things like, oh, I mean, there were only 3 things you could be when you grew up. You could either be a lawyer, an accountant, or a doctor. Like anything apart from that, you're a failure. Thankfully it's changing now, but then it was just so hard to say this was what you wanted to do. I mean, if you even said you wanted to be an artist, like, or you want to sing, like, sing what? How are you going to make money from that? Those were years ago anyways. So she encountered this person who was just stuck in his ways, and here he was on his deathbed, and he was just reminiscing and saying, oh, why didn't I try this? Why didn't I have the courage to be myself, or to just be free about myself, which is what I encourage you also to do today. I mean, think about your life. The year's about to end again, and then you're probably thinking, oh, is it going to end like last year? I didn't achieve much. I mean, for me, I think most times November just feels like a pressure month. It's always the race to finish, like, oh, let me just finish. But most times we don't always really take the time to see where we also have missed it. We're easy to just say, oh, it was that person, or there was no time, or this or that, and all of that. But if you could just sit down with yourself and just really be true to yourself and say, oh, this is where I missed it, and this is where I intend to make amends. Now, the second regret is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I mean, if there's anything that hits me in this book, was the second regret, because I could literally relate to what the guy was saying. So this particular person who was passing on was a man, and then he talked about the fact that his wife for most of her life kept saying, when are we going on this holiday, when are we going on this holiday, and he kept saying, oh, next year, oh, next year, oh, I'm after this promotion, next year, next year, next year. And he went on and on and on and on about that. And it wasn't until when somehow or unfortunately she got ill and she couldn't travel again, that was when he became ready for all of those trips that he had promised that they were going to go. But obviously it was too late, she passed away, and then he was in that box also and thinking to himself like, I wish I had just done this thing earlier and not wait till when she actually passed away. And I'm going to read a particular quote from the book that she talks about here on the part of working hard. He said, we spend so much time making plans for the future, often depending on things happening at a later date to assure our happiness, or assuming we have all the time in the world, when all we have, or when all we ever have is our life today. Even in the Bible, you remember that the Bible says that we should not take no regard for tomorrow. We don't have to think about tomorrow. You know, sometimes when my kids ask me like, what are we eating, it's Friday today, and then they ask me, oh, what are we eating tomorrow, what are we eating on Monday, and I tell them we deal with it then, right? And it's really hard for someone like me sometimes who's such a planner. I'm so stuck in, oh, okay, what next, what next, what next, I've achieved this, okay, what next, what next. That what next attitude sometimes can really be detrimental to forgetting the moment and not really enjoying ourselves in the period, whether it's pleasurable or sometimes, you know, pain, they say, is a gift, and that is really very true. Pain is a gift. Sometimes we cannot appreciate true happiness because we've not had any pain before. It's until when you go through the pain sometimes that you will be able to appreciate those times of happiness or abundance or whatever it is. So if you're probably in your life now and you're working too hard, please take it easy. I'm not saying work hard. Obviously we are going to work hard. The labor of our hands will be blessed and all of that, but we should know when it's time to rest, when it's time to take a break, when it's time to just balance things out. It's usually one at a time, so just learn to take a break again and then balance things out one after the other. So the third regret she talks about here in this book is, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings, right? Yeah, this one too is quite a hard pill to swallow. As I say, life is too short to carry regrets or to carry apologies or to carry so many things in life, just hold things to our chest and all of that. So I'm not saying, oh, everything that comes to your mind you just split out, just let's scatter everywhere, I don't care, this life is once, YOLO, you know, all those things that we usually say to ourselves sometimes that just make it feel like, you know what, I really don't care, I'm just going to be myself. But the truth is that we need to take some time to know that we can actually do express ourselves lovingly, respectfully, without actually hurting the next person or hurting the next party. We can go peacefully when it's actually time for us to go, knowing that, you know what, you owe no man nothing. Even the Bible says that owe no man anything, owe no man like nothing. And most times people's head usually go to money. Even owe no man apology, owe no man that advice, that thought, that thing that just came to your mind, and you're saying, oh, I wish I said this. Or sometimes we get to a point in our lives, I think this is usually true for when we begin to grow older, and then we have our parents also just about to go, and then we say, oh, I wish we spent more time with them, I wish we did this more time with them. So I think if you need to say to someone sorry, just say it now. If you need to make amends with someone, please do make it now. Just express yourself respectfully. I think it's not just about what we say but how we say it. It's also very important. So express yourself and just let people know, okay, this is how you feel. And perhaps that girl that you really like as a guy, please, now is the time to shoot your shots, prayerfully though, and just let her know how you feel. So the regret for I'm going to be talking about here is I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I mean, no man is an island. No man. The fact that you even came here alone doesn't mean that you should be by yourself alone. Even the Bible says that it is not good for man to be alone. So this was the regret of someone else saying she wished she had stayed in touch with her friends. So I think this particular time Bronny was someone was in a care at that time. I think it was in a mental home. I really can't remember, but I think that's what the person was at that time. And then she was just opening up to Bronny and telling her about how she had pushed everybody away with her life, her attitude, and all of that. How she just friends have just left her, and at the end of the day, she was just all alone. And somehow Bronny was able to get one of her friends, get in touch with them, bring them back again together, and yeah, she passed at the end of the day. But knowing that she was able to have friends again by her deathbed, I think that's one thing that can't be replaced, because at the end of the day you can't honor yourself, you can't, there's some things that can't come to you alone. At the end of the day we need each other, we need another fellow person, we need helpers. I mean, there have been so many stories of people who rose to fame just because, or maybe they did a video, or they said something, or they met someone and all of that, and before they knew it their life took a literal 360 degrees from where they started from. So it is one thing that you're probably looking at now, or you're probably noticing in your life and saying, oh, maybe I don't have any friends. The Bible says that he who must want friends must first be friendly. So if it's something for you, if it's something that you need to pray about, you can actually do pray about it, talk to God about it, and say, hey, I don't have friends, I don't know who to talk to. And it can even be a result of past things in your childhood, trauma, and you might probably need therapy to be able to go through it. Just know that we cannot be alone. At the end of the day, when we all go, because we're all going to leave this world one day, we cannot bury ourselves, we cannot, it's totally impossible. We cannot do a birthday ourselves. I mean, sometimes there might be birthdays that, oh, you just want to be quiet, but deep down you know that nobody's calling me, nobody's even just ordinary using my picture on my WhatsApp, on their WhatsApp. It tells a lot, and you don't want to die in lonely life. So look for people who God has brought into your life, and please don't use your bad behavior to throw them away. If you have bad behavior right now, is something that you need to start actually acknowledging first, or you need to acknowledge, and then you need to actually start working on it, so that you don't throw good people away, or even the people that you perceive as good may just be in your life for a season, and the ones that you don't perceive as good most times are the ones that are there for the long term, or who God has destined for us to be our helpers at the end of the day. And then the last but not the least regret of one of the many dying people that she took care of in her journey or her lifetime is I wish I had let myself be happier. I wish I let myself be happy. I mean, having that burden of I wish I did this, I wish I did that, which is why I'm doing this video right now, so that we all, including myself, can begin to make adjustments right now. I mean, I once worked on a brand strategy one time for a particular campaign, and then the tagline was supposed to be die empty. And I didn't understand. I'm like, who dies empty? We're supposed to die full. Even the Bible says with the quiver full of them, right? We're supposed to have a children, have our properties, have lives that we've impacted. I mean, so many things. So dying empty didn't actually make sense for me till I heard a quote by Miles Monroe. Now, this is not word for word, I'm just paraphrasing here, where he talks about that the grave is actually one of the richest places on earth, because there were just so many talents, so many things on tap, so many books, so many songs that just died with people. They never tried, they never decided to do anything with the passion or with the gifts or talents that God has given to them for. Now, if you actually do read this book, if I may recommend, I think you should actually read this book. It's a really, really lovely book. you see that Bronnie went through so many paths in her life before she found this seemingly career that brought about this book. I mean, talk about the fact that when she didn't have a house, she had to move from house to house. She got divorced at a point, and there was just so many things in her life that she did not understand. But it just looked like when she just took the next step, or she just said, you know what, I'm going to move here, and then something opened up, and then from there she moved somewhere else, something else opened up, or a job was waiting for her, or she would just be sitting down and then she's hearing conversations about something and she says, oh, I could do this, and then they will invite her to get the job, and all of that. So it took a while for her to actually be able to know that, you know what, I didn't need to get stuck in all of those regrets. I didn't need to get stuck in what next. I didn't need to get stuck in my life is not moving forward, my life is not progressing now, what do I need to do, and all of that. She just needed to be happy in that moment, in that period, because nothing lasts forever, and that's the truth. No matter what you're going through, someone has gone through it before. There's absolutely nothing new under the sun. Someone else has gone through it, and someone else will still go through it. So most of the things we go through at the end of the day is not about us. It's not about, oh, we're just evil people. I mean, just like Job in the Bible, where I'm sure it just looking back now, I'm the many questions that Job asked from literally chapter 3 to chapter 41. It was just all questions, or maybe chapter 40. He was just asking questions. Oh, what did I do? Blah blah blah. So God answered him and said, you have no idea what is going on, and all of that. So learn to be happy wherever state or whatever state you are in. Learn to just be happy. I know it can be hard, and this is also me speaking from experience. It can really be hard when it just feels like you're waiting for things and it's not just clicking, it's not just happening for you. Just wait. The Bible says, having done all to stand, still stand. That's the only thing we can do at this point, is actually still stand. So I encourage you to get the book once again, and it's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware. So thank you guys for listening to this episode. I really do appreciate this. And the next episode is going to be about another book that I really found fascinating. This one's about advertising, but obviously I'll break it down to everybody's level so we can all understand and follow through. Just in case you are here for the first time, please like, please share, and also subscribe. I drop videos here bi-weekly, so hopefully this is here to stay, and having the videos back to back. Also, you can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram at Conversations with Dams. And just in case you want to send me an email, it's also conversationswithdams@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Please do live a regret-free life. See you. Bye.